do, and this is how to remove them. Make sure to document every single thing you do, and I cannot stress that enough. If you are not documenting during your pen test, you are doing it wrong. You need to not document after, you need to have at least basic documentation going throughout your entire pen test. And any discovery, like if you find basic vulnerabilities, get some screenshots, write them down. And if you find something that's easily fixed, like, I'm just going to keep going back to anonymous FTP. That is one line in the config file. You change that, anonymous FTP is not enabled anymore. People will not have read access to the entire file system. And they may be able to even upload stuff too, depending on how the FTP server is set up. And that's super easily fixed. If you find something that's really hard to fix, still note that. A vulnerability is a vulnerability no matter what it is. And you want to then determine, and this is more getting into actually reporting. I believe that's the next slide. Cool. So when you report, you want to report, okay, I found these vulnerabilities, and you want to rank them. You don't want to just say, all right, I found a bunch of vulnerabilities. Here's a list of them by. You want to say, okay, these ones are critical. These ones are high impact, low impact. They're informational. You want to define, this needs to get fixed right now. Like if you find any PII in the environment, you need to say, this is extremely critical. You need to fix it right away. If you find, oh, if you get into the environment and then you get here, then you can read this user's home directory. That's not super important, but that is definitely something to put in low. Like there's bad access control on each separate user on this machine because they can read other people's information, which they shouldn't be able to do. So, like I was saying earlier, the business value is not all, but the business value is so important of what the report you're giving them is. The report needs to define, these are the things we're giving, and if you can't describe in a reasonable way to someone what the vulnerability is, why it's there, and how to fix it, you're not going to do well. So if you launch, or if, let's say you go into an environment and you launch your Hail Mary, cool, you found 1,000 vulnerabilities in the system. Nice. Do you know how the random Metasploit module that you launched did that? You will now, yeah, no, you won't. And if you do, you know Metasploit way too well. But you will not know that, so you need to be able to figure out exactly how things happen and why they are happening. Because if you say everything's broken and you don't tell them how to fix it, they're not going to hire you again because they're like, oh crap, it's broken. Now we need to go learn how to fix it. And that's when the documentation becomes extremely important and helpful. If you have a screenshot of their config file that shows anonymous FTP equals yes, and then you just write no, and that's the entire fix, that will be perfect for them. They'll be like, cool, that's easy to fix. Thank you very much. So there are multiple aspects of the report. One of the main one is executive summary, because usually your point of contact will not be someone on the tech team. If it is, cool, but usually it's not. It will be someone in management, and let's say it's the CTO is saying, okay, we need a pen test, and you give them the information. They are busy people. They do not have time to read a 40 to 50 page report. They need their one paragraph, one page, okay, here's what it is, what do you find, what are the risks, how do I stop it? And do that, and don't use big scary words like, don't say, oh, I'm launching MS-17 010 to leverage a vulnerability in your Windows server due to a weak like there's too many big words in that. You say something like, there was an issue with your file shares on this machine, and this is how to fit, like a very short explanation of how you fix it. Because then you can get to your actual technical response, because you will have a technical thing. Usually you have executive summary, maybe something for more management, and then actually how you remediate these vulnerabilities. And you go through and you provide that, like, everyone knows like your 5-minute plan. You say 10-minute plan. And that would be, once they get the report, what do you go in and fix right away? Like, if they had that PII, like they expose, Social Security numbers, tell them how to fix that. That is priority 1. You fix that right away. So now this is just more RITSEC related stuff. If you're interested in this, we have a Red Team interest group that meets, I believe this is right, Thursdays at 4 o'clock in air gap. Wednesdays. That says Thursdays. That's wrong. I will change that. Wednesdays at 4 o'clock. And talk to Michael Milkovich. He's in charge of that. Hit him up on Workplace. He's usually on there. Please note that this is not the same as our competition red team that Mike and Kyle spoke about a couple weeks ago at RITSEC. This is the interest group. So then if you're interested in CPTC, the Collegiate Penetration Testing Competition, come talk to me. We have nationals upcoming in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. And hopefully we'll have tryouts sometime in the spring. And if you're interested at all in this, come talk to me and we'll chat. So with that, any questions? No? Cool. Demo time.